Hi there, everybody. It's me, Miss Tufts, and I'm here today to read you a book that I bet a lot of you have read before, but that I think is always a good one to read and think about, especially at the beginning of the school year, because, there's a lot of things that we can do, and there's a lot of things that we can't do, but I think it's important to remember that there are things that we can't do yet, and that we're always going to be continuing to grow and learn and develop as people. And there's so many things that we can do if we take the time to try. And so the book that we're going to read today is called Giraffes Can't Dance. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing tall and munching shoots off trees. But when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad. Because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. Me too. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool." "Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor, and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing, and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on. "But sometimes, when you're different, you just need a different song. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music, if you really want it to." With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing round. He threw his arms out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. I'm impressed. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I am dancing! Yes, I'm dancing, Gerald! I am dancing!" Gerald cried. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream! Gerald's the best dancer we've ever seen!" "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." How did you like that book? I know that it's one of my favorites because it just shows a lot, and it's a pretty cool book about that guy Gerald. I like him. I'm a fan. But I wanted us to take some time and think about what are some things that we're good at, some of our strengths, and also what are some things that we can continue to work on, some things that we're not our best at yet. And what are some goals that we have for this year that we can work on so that we do get better at them, just like Gerald got better at dancing? So I want you to think about that, and we'll have a conversation about it and maybe do some work on it. We'll wait and see. Have a great day.